So for today, I'm going to be talking about some strategies that interpreters use while interpreting with technology. So before interpreters start with technology, they have to know about computers, know how technology works, about Wi-Fi, about internet. If the interpreter does not understand basic technology requirements, they won't be able to perform well in that setting. It's also important that interpreters adhere to dress standards, making sure that the shirt contrasts the color of their skin. For example, I'm wearing a black shirt and it contrasts my white skin. They also want to make sure that the background is black and contrasts their skin. This is very important for technology because the audience, it's very hard to see on a video. You want to make sure that it's clear for the audience and make sure that the signing is clear as well. Also, my hair is tied up. I have no jewelry, nothing on my face, no flashy nails, no bangles, nothing. You don't want any distractions, more distractions for the deaf audience while you are signing. If interpreters are using English as well as ASL, it is important for interpreters to have a headset. Having a headset makes the audio more clear for the audience. For example, if you have a headset on and your mic is like covering your mouth or covering your eyes, it could be blocking some important facial expressions for the ASL audience. You want to make sure that your headset is low and everything is clear and does not block any certain areas that are involved for signing. You also want your webcam to produce a clear image. Sometimes it may go out, but always just remember to fix it and to calm down and be like, okay, it's technology. Obviously it's gonna be blurry sometimes, but continue your work and work hard. Some demands and controls that are unique to technology is there are a lot of environmental demands that are required, like for example, a clear black background, something that's very clear for the audience. If it's black, if it's dark blue, it's easy for the audience to see your body and your signs. You want to show your head to your waist on video, so it includes the whole entire signing box. And even out here, if you were to do signs out there, you want to be able to see that as well. Another environmental demand is technology requires you to know information. If you go into a technology required setting and you don't know what information is required, you could get stuck and it's hard to know what information is included if you don't prepare beforehand. And for example, these business meetings or Zoom calls, they're on a strict timeline so that their audience can get released and continue their work. So they won't be able to stop for the interpreter. You need to keep continuing. If you don't know what you heard, just keep continuing and I show it to the audience. Interpreters want to be prepared about this timely schedule. Know that it's going to be a quick-paced meeting. Interpreters will have to be able to control that and work harder for that. Another demand is paralinguistic demands. Sometimes the audio may break up and you may not be able to hear. That's another thing that you will have to control and get over while you are interpreting for technology. That will happen. Technology does break up all the time during meetings. Some interpersonal demands is for the interpreter to understand the clients and understand the dynamic roles. Is there a boss? What is their goal? Understand their culture, understand their goals for the meeting as well. Interpersonal demand is in the interpreters will have to be able to hear the incoming information. So it's important to evaluate themselves while they are working. Like I said, it's a very fast-paced job. It's a very fast-paced job. So you want to work hard and understand the information before you go in, because there's no time to stop to ask questions or rely that you have someone else to help you. So it's important to know the information before going in and the environment, understanding the dynamics between people and between the audience and what goals need to get across before getting into the job. Some self-care techniques that are related to this setting are, like I said, let's see. Okay, so it's important to debrief with the deaf customers beforehand. If there is a deaf customer that is inviting you to a business meeting, get to know them, understand their signing style before you step into a meeting with them and want to interpret for them. They may have some certain goals that they want to get across with the audience that you are not familiar with. So it's important to introduce yourself and be open to learning more and getting feedback. Interpreters should also continue their education afterwards. Technology has so much vocabulary. You may be interpreting for a meeting and afterwards be like, there's some words that I could research and learn more about. Absolutely, do that. Learn more about that topic and do more research, because it will help you in the future, especially if you're going to be working with that client again. They most likely will use the same vocabulary. Some tactics and strategies that you can use as an interpreter to provide equivalent communication is to come prepared. That is the number one thing. Come prepared to a technology job. Know what they're talking about. Research what vocab they may be using. Research the deaf client. Understand their background and their culture and maybe what their goal is and what their job is for this audience. It's important to do research and study because it will make the interpreter feel more prepared. You'll walk into the assignment and know what you're going to talk about. The nerves will die down when you know exactly how to manage their goal and manage the audience. Getting to know deaf and hearing clients beforehand will also help. They will give you information about what they want you to talk about and what needs to be said for the deaf or hearing clients. And you want to be prepared. Make sure you come early. Being early gives you time to set up internet, Wi-Fi, different webcams, headset. There's so many things you need to set up beforehand. Make sure you arrive early. That allows less stress for the interpreter and a smooth process. Thank you.